You're moving where? This has been the response many have received after announcing that they're moving to the northwest of Tasmania. So we asked a few people who've made the journey to tell us what brought them here and why they've stayed. This is Peter's story.
I'm Peter Mancell. I'm from Mancell Financial Group in Burnie, and I'm an import to Tasmania. I arrived here in May of 1979. I was lucky enough to get an opportunity to come down here to follow what was a sporting passion. My primary sport was always the game of cricket, and I was given the opportunity with a place in the Tasmanian cricket squad, a job that I could come to, and a coaching role with the local club here in Burnie, and it was too good an opportunity to miss. When I first came down, I was actually living out at Somerset. I was very fortunate to be hosted by one of the club members for the first year of my time here in Tassie, and the club was also responsible for getting me employment when I came down. Well, being part of a sporting club that at the time had 5 teams, so you know there's 60 odd members of the club, then you've got family members, junior teams and the like. It wasn't hard to get to meet a few people there, and then over time some of those playing relationships evolved into friendships and indeed eventually into some commercial relationships as well. Realistically, I look back and I recall it wasn't too hard to get to meet people in the community. Tasmanians are very, very friendly people, always have been, so it really wasn't too hard. Well, from my front door via the airport, I can be in the CBD in Melbourne in 2 hours. We get 4 or 5 flights a day out of the Wynyard Airport. There are another 4 flights a day out of the Devonport Airport, which is not much further away from us here. Of course, you've got access with vehicles via the Spirit of Tasmania out of Devonport. Melbourne's not far away for most people, no matter what mode of transport they'd prefer to use or what port they want to leave from. And as for Sydney, allowing for the downtime between flights, I can be in the CBD in Sydney in 4 hours. It'd be nice to have access to a lot of the big events that happen in cities like Sydney or Melbourne more readily rather than having to travel there. But that's about the only downside. On the positive side, I really miss the traffic. I love the fact that it takes so little time to get to work. It's literally a 3-minute trip for me to get to work. The cultural scene in northwest Tasmania, I think, is wonderful. There are so many and varied opportunities for all sorts of pursuits for people, whether you're an outdoorsman that likes fishing or bushwalking or rock climbing, there's plenty to do. We're fortunate to spend time at our beach property in a national park. There's amazing opportunities to enjoy oneself there. Then of course you've got the arts. So we were a major sponsor of TasArt for some 7 years. We still have a close connection to the art community, and there is a thriving art community in the region. There are also many varied opportunities for musical experiences, whether it be heading south to the TSO, whether it be local concerts at places like Ghost Rock and the like. There's plenty on the music scene as well. The climate here in northwest Tassie did take me a little bit of time to get used to. Back in 1979 when I arrived, I was taken aback by how much colder it was than Sydney, but within a year it was just, that was the way it was. And now I'd say that we have probably the most temperate climate of anywhere in the country. We certainly don't have 40-degree days. We certainly don't have to put up with cyclones. I would say after that initial acclimatisation, this is a beautiful climate and one that I'm always happy to come home to. Well, we run a service business, we're in wealth management, and we also support a group of 85 other financial advisors around Australia. And we have a tremendous advantage here. Number one, there's a terrific pool of really talented people here that have traditionally had roles within big enterprises, and where those enterprises leave the region, they're available. So we've got some great people to start with. Secondly, people that come from this region love the region and want to stay here, so we don't have staff turnover, which is another tremendous advantage. And probably the best advantage is simply the real estate prices. Our rent costs are about 1/6 of what they would be in CBD Melbourne or Sydney, and courtesy of technology, we can do everything from here that I can do from Sydney or Melbourne.
Proudly brought to you by Business Northwest, promoting regional growth.